You weren't worried about safety problems? I'm just wondering, because the article didn't mention your concerns.
There was other things too, miss, okay?
Okay, I'm just
The
wondering.
paper doesn't always print the whole story, so.
That's why I'm asking. I just want to know because it wasn't mentioned in the article.
Mrs. Hurst, Mrs. Hurst, direct all your questions to me, please.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I have to say that reading the Chronicle online often, and does anybody know why it didn't put 2 back-to-back Elyria fires on the front page, but they placed the Lorraine fire on it? I would think that the local paper would cover more of what the council has to say, and the mayors and the safety departments regarding these extremely important issues and events. So I hope the paper is giving all of you the opportunities to speak and addressing what you say instead of deleting parts of it. In any case, our safety services should be staffed for optimum response time for the residents and the businesses. This should be subject to what should not be subject to what the city's administration says that it thinks it needs. The fire and the police departments know the city better than anyone. They know their jobs, and their opinion should weigh very heavily on how much staffing that we need as a city to stay safe. Of course, there are many points of view regarding what a city's priorities should be, but safety should always be at the top. This includes fire and the police departments. Keep Elyria safe, no excuses. If the city has found a way to cut other areas and eliminate the need to cut the police force, and the budget has found enough funds for what the city department heads declare they need, can't we take this a step further? Just because you have enough money to pay what you owe doesn't mean that there aren't other areas that can be trimmed, even temporarily. For the purposes of counterbalancing previous deficits or allowing for unforeseen expenses to arise, like perhaps if the fire audit says they need more men. While the union and prevailing wages govern most of the city's employees, there are several employees who are exempt from this wage contract. If I understand correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, the mayor and the council are some of those. Is there anybody that I can address? I don't know if the financial committee has anything to do with this, to propose a temporary wage reduction on those salaries and reduce the veteran bonuses temporarily until the city's economy can afford them without sacrificing the efficiency, safety, and the overall welfare of the residents and the businesses. Almost done. One more point about last Monday's meeting. Mr. Craig asked about credits for a decrease, credits from Route 57 project with respect to the decrease in asphalt and other oil-related materials. Is it possible that this project, if this project had been completed when it was originally approved, before adding unnecessary landscaping, that the project could have cost much less for our portion of the expenses and probably would have eliminated the entire pothole fiasco? I understand that the 57 project is not completely, it's not being done by ODOT, but they are just overseeing parts of the project to make sure that the federal and state portions of the funds are not wasted or misused. I was told this by Matt Lundy's office. I'm curious who decided then who was actually doing the work? How was the project awarded? Under what circumstances? And if ODOT is only overseeing the funds, their funds per se, why was the traffic flow change at Taylor and 57? There's changes going on there by Diamond Products over on Taylor Street, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, there's some changes in the traffic flow going west, I think it is, that are causing a lot of traffic backup and, you know, road rage in the making. So I can talk to you about that.
Mr. President.
Yes.
She asked a series of questions, and there were some very good questions, and I've got a couple of answers.
Awesome.
Okay, so thank you.
I got my pen. Do you want me to see you after the meeting?
No, I can, it won't take long. You recently, just a few moments ago, mentioned about the traffic pattern.
Yes.
At Taylor and 57.
Yeah.
I did receive some calls from some workers at Invacare and some other businesses down there. Right, okay, I called engineering. Engineering indicated to me that it was an ODOT decision. I believe engineering petitioned ODOT, and the traffic pattern within the last week and a half has gone back to the way it was.
Yeah, I just talked to Representative also trying to talk to ODOT to find out what the next
Yeah,
step is.
well, it is back to the way it was, and the traffic is much
Oh,
better.
awesome. Good.
So that's a good thing. And then a little earlier in the conversation, you had asked about the utility rates
Yes.
and the possibility that the federal government may step up to the plate and have some money for infrastructure repairs in the future, which we're all counting on. But according to our representatives in Washington, there will be cost-sharing requirements, which means cities that take the first step and are showing the effort to do it themselves will be the first ones that do receive money.
Awesome.
So this was the reason we got those in place, and I think we set ourselves up pretty good, and we will lobby to get those funds.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Tanner.
Yeah, and if I may, and if you hear any complaints, not only of Taylor in 57, but North Abbey in 57, thanks to working through our engineer, Mr. Mookin, we've had that corrected too. And you can't come up and make the right-hand turn or go straight boy, was traffic backing up because of that. So tell them what I just told you, because I've told everybody that's called me, it's okay now. The signs are up and changed. Thank you.